At this time, ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your caps for the singing of our national anthem performed by Senior Bradley Schooley.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous night o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Bradley. Families, please welcome to the stage Student Body President Ryan Fu.
Everyone, please be seated. Thank you. Family, friends, guests, students, good afternoon. Welcome to the class of 2021 Mountain Range High School graduation. My name is Ryan Fu, your student body president. And before we get started, you know, this is an event where some rules need to be put in place just to make sure. So if you have signs, please don't hold them up in front of people. The people behind you will be very sad, and that would make them happy. If you have any beach balls or anything of the sort, try not to throw them because, you know, if it hits someone, they'll also be sad. And when the names are being said, please do not use any air horns or noisemakers, as it may disrupt people from hearing their student's name. Again, congratulations to all the students, and congratulations to everyone. Happy graduation. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. As principal of Mountain Range High School, it is my honor and privilege to introduce the platform guests that join us this evening. I will ask that the guests please rise when I announce their name and remain standing until all guests have been introduced. Would the audience please hold their applause until all guests have been announced? I will begin with the graduates who join me on stage. Ms. Catherine Dillette, class of 2021 valedictorian. Ms. Allison Chelsrud, class of 2021 salutatorian. Mr. Jacob Pritchard, class of 2021 student speaker. Mr. Ryan Fu, class of 2021 student body president. Ms. Jordan Brooks, class of 2021 senior class president. Joining us in celebration today, Miss Kathy Plomer, Board of Education President, Miss Laura Mitchell, Board of Education Vice President, Miss Jamie Lockley, Board of Education Secretary, Miss Lori Goldstein, Board of Education Director, Mr. Chris Godowski, Superintendent of Schools, Miss Priscilla Strawn, Chief Academic Officer, Miss Sammy Supfin, Faculty Speaker, Miss Taryn DeStasio, Miss Stacy Johnson, and Miss Christine Munzer, Faculty Heralds. I would like to thank everyone joining us today for their support and encouragement of Mountain Range High School, our students, and our staff. I would also like to thank Lee Peters, Executive Director of Secondary Schools, for making in-person graduation possible for all of us. Please, a round of applause in recognition of all of our supporters. Oh, wait. You guys may be seated. I would like to draw your attention to the stadium floor and ask that all Mountain Range High School faculty please rise. Audience, oops, sorry, I jumped the gun. Audience, before you stand true champions of today's graduates. Teachers and staff, thank you for never giving up on the students sitting next to you and for working tirelessly to ensure that they have become mature, respectful, honest, and safe citizens of the future. Faculty, you may be seated. Additionally, I would like to recognize a few of our faculty members who are retiring this year. From Physical Education, Ms. Pamela Gibble. From English, Ms. Jennifer Reed. And from World Language, Ms. Christina Rathman. Oh boy. Between the three of you, you have 88 years of service, impacting the lives of students and making a difference. We are better because of you. You have given us so much of yourselves, your time, and your hearts to Mountain Range High School and to Adams 12. Thank you and congratulations on your retirement. Graduates, you are finally here. This day has been a long time in the making. You may have thought you would never get here, but thanks to the help of your family and your friends and your hard work and determination, we are here today. As I sat and thought for weeks about what message I was going to leave you with, I thought of all that you've been through the last 2 years. I could stand here and take a trip down pandemic lane and talk about all the missed opportunities, but instead I would prefer to talk about some of the good things that have come from it. Since most of us were doing everything virtually when we weren't forced to be on our screens, we spent time with family doing puzzles and playing board games and carrying on actual conversations. Large corporations such as Ford, GM, and Tesla shut down the making of their cars to use their resources to make ventilators and masks to help hospitals. In many cases, our only outlet to get out of the house was to get into nature, so many people became more active. We learned how to celebrate major events in a different way, like drive-by birthday parties and Zoom. People began good news social media sites to share all the good in the world at a time when we needed it most. Crayola unveiled its Colors of the World crayons to advance inclusion within creativity and impact how kids express themselves. NASA landed a spacecraft on an asteroid. During quarantine, the reduced economic activity lowered energy use and therefore pollution, giving us hope that there's still time to take action and protect the planet. We can now visit national parks, zoos, and much more from the comfort of our own homes. Camping became a thing again. We all learned that homeschooling is hard and that teachers are pretty amazing. We came to appreciate healthcare and essential works more than ever. We realized the importance of quality time with friends and family. And last but not least, you are all graduating during a pandemic. You all are a part of history. Don't ever let anyone tell you that you can't do something, because you have already proven to yourselves and to all of us that you can. You can do hard things. Congratulations, class of 2021. At this time, I would like to introduce your valedictorian, Ms. Catherine Dillette.
Hello, everybody. I can say this now, 4 years later, that I was very scared to begin my freshman year here at Mountain Range. My fear was quite evident to the rest of my family as they watched me binge watch all 3 movies of the High School Musical series, as if that would somehow prepare me. I asked everybody I knew, what was high school like for you? And the responses varied. My uncle said it was the best years of his life, and he would do it all over again if he could. My father said he couldn't wait to move on to the next chapter of his life. It was easy for my cousin, and it was hard for my neighbor. Absolutely no one mentioned the possibility of a pandemic, with the entire world shutting down and schools moving online. But hey, I don't think we would have believed them even if they did so. Now that I am finally through high school, I can officially report that it was everything and nothing like I expected. My last 4 years have been a collection of late nights and far too early mornings. I have run out of ink and numerous pens. There were nights where I accidentally read the same passage over and over again, but somehow still retained absolutely none of it. Even after 4 years, I'm still terrified of my car getting hit in that parking lot, with such new drivers eager to peel out of that lot. And after this past year, I will never ever take a solid internet connection for granted again. When I think about my time at Mountain Range, I remember our freshman year and the entire school shuffling out into the parking lot to watch the eclipse. Hearing the upbeat music playing in the halls between passing periods, seeing paper birds swinging on the halls on the day without hate, and how they would sway back and forth every time someone went out the doors, smiling sheepishly at the teacher when I'm walking in late and hoping that they don't notice the Starbucks I'm carrying, participating in Socratic seminars and Scantrons, and tie-dyeing shirts and catapults in the parking lot. This accumulation of experiences, dreams, fears, and aspirations that each of us had is what has made the class of 2021 so special. The experiences of COVID-19, the drama of high school, and the trials of growing up have made us believe these impacts don't just impact us, we impact them. We have acted upon and seen the light in every situation that we have encountered, and we have done it together as a class, as a grade, and as a school. Through the wrong turns, skinned knees, traffic jams, stubbed toes, missed alarms, dead batteries, and a pandemic, we prevailed. High school hasn't just been a conglomeration of facts, ready to be pulled out of our minds at any given moment, but a cascade of life lessons strung together to solidify our sense of selves. With education comes experience and knowledge. We learned how to determine the area of a triangle, both isosceles and scalene, but we also know that when faced with something daunting, there is usually a simple formula that we are just overlooking. Miss Bullman and Johnson and Stevenson would always laugh about the panic in my eyes when they first put a complicated equation on the board, but they always somehow made it easy peasy, lemon squeezy. We know that there is, in fact, a difference between Monet and Manet thanks to Mr. Wimmer's art history class. But we also know that it is in the details that show us how we all interpret the beauty of the world in different ways. We know from our science classes how to calculate the velocity of an object projecting through the air, but we also know that if you are determined, you can fly. And in between Mr. Bleskin's superb dad jokes, we learned that something as simple as salting the roads plays a bigger role in the environment than anyone originally would think. We know Miss Cody's explanation of any famous experiment or phenomenon will leave anyone questioning if they truly know ourselves. And in our history books, we learned that the conquerors write history, and sometimes those who actually change the world go unmentioned. But most importantly, we also know that the most seemingly ordinary people are the ones who often do the most extraordinary things. We know that when in doubt, if Mr. Johnson is asking what literary device something is, it is probably a metaphor. We are just not quite sure what for. We also know that the shared experience is what bridges us all. The shared human experience of COVID-19 and the repercussions it has had on our life is not one that is meant to be diminished. I am beyond grateful to see so many people out in the audience today, but I'd also like to take a moment to remember the lives of those lost, those who aren't here with us physically, but whose love and spirit remains with us today and always. The staff at Mountain Range has been truly exceptional this year. Everyone deserves such thanks and gratitude for their efforts, but there are a few people whom I'd like to extend my personal thanks to. Miss Hanson has truly had a unique year as principal. She's handled this incredibly difficult job with such grace that I am left in awe. Despite juggling more things than I can truly imagine, Miss Hanson has been a principal for the students. My dear English department will always have a special place in my heart for the many essays that they have read over and over for me, and especially Miss Potestio for her incredibly candid feedback and incredibly caring heart. Thank you for the difference you make in this world. And thanks to Mr. Valdez and Nucci for nurturing my love of history and social change. And we all know that the last 4 years could have been accomplished without the love and support from our families. I'd like to personally thank my grandfather and the lessons he's passed down about chemistry in the world. Thank you to my little brothers for always providing me with a coffee break just when I need it the most. Thank you to my father and his unyielding patience, despite how many times I may take up his side of the river while fishing. And thank you to my mother. The advice she has provided me has been a constant source of inspiration that I will keep with me, no matter how far apart. After my last class as a senior, I had a full circle moment where I once again watched all the High School Musical movies, try to reconcile the fact that these movies no longer apply to me. And much like that 8th grade fear of 4 years ago, I am, and I think we all are, once again anxious and excited to be on the cusp of entering the unknown. But our time at Mountain Range has served us well. We have the understanding that it is in the unknown and in the uncomfortable that we grow. No matter how rocky the waves or steep the climb, if you try, there is always something to be learned and appreciated. Now, when we're asked, what was high school like for you? We'll finally have an answer. For some of us, these have been amazing years that we will wish we could relive all over again and be at that one particular football or powder puff game. For other of us, we have survived and we are ready for that next chapter. I think I can safely say on behalf of everyone in the class of 2021 that we have had a truly unique high school experience that will make an interesting tale for future generations. Through necessity, we learned how to pull together and found new ways to teach, to learn, to interact with and support each other virtually, or at least from 6 feet apart. These 4 years didn't turn out to be the happy-go-lucky musical version of high school that the Disney movies would have us believe, but the surprising, upside-down, surreal past 4 years have shown us how strong we are, how much grit and determination we have, and how we can handle whatever comes our way. As we go into the world on our own, don't let your education stop. Be aware of the injustices around you and the privilege you may have. Our generation is one of change and awareness, and the success of one is the success of everyone. Our humanity in big and small aspects of life is what bridges us together. Raise others so we can raise ourselves. And as we move forward into the unknown, it is up to each of us to take whatever daunting challenges are thrown at us, lean into them, lean into them and define life and ourselves on our own definitions. To my classmates, thank you for sharing this journey with me. Congratulations to the class of 2021. We did it! And now I would like to introduce my dear friend and our salutatorian, Allison Chelsrud.
As your salutatorian, it is my honor to announce this year's scholarship recipients. When I announce your name, please stand and remain standing. Audience, I know we are all very proud of these students, but please hold your applause until I have finished announcing the scholarship recipients so everyone's names can be heard. Michael Acerno, Matthew Amick, Jordan Barajas, Kylie Beavers, Adam Ben Hassan, Kendall Bowen, Quinn Bowie, Annie Kai, Leo Chaplin, Hannah Chavez, Jack Cronister, Shading Coatman, Grace Davis, Annalise Falonga, Jacqueline Finnegan, Mackenzie Garcia, Ashlyn Hake, Helena Halbison, Hannah Hopkins, Anson Hupper, Vala Ishmael, Faith Jones, Corinne Keddington, Serena Cumini, Kyla Miller, Talissa Mountain, Michaela Olson, Avery Phillips, Olivia Potter, Bradley Schooley, Jerome Cedillo, Jake Spencer, Amarin Strong, Rita Tanner, Brooke Tellinger, Jadalyn Wehus, Isabella Williams, Connor Wilson, and Melody Zamora. Please give a round of applause to the class of 2021 scholarship winners. These students earned over $1.8 million in scholarships. Congratulations, you may be seated. At this time, it is my privilege to introduce our senior class president, Miss Jordan Brooks.
Good evening, families, friends, and graduates. The senior gift we selected is a vibrant mural illustrated on the cafeteria wall, painted by Claire Lawston with Claire's Sacred Spaces. The mural serves to showcase the class of 2021 to the whole school. Our class wanted to spotlight our diverse student population with a variety of bright colors. The mountains symbolize that though we have faced adversity, we have made it to the top, better than ever, emphasizing our dedication and strength. The colors also illuminate this idea, as the blues, purples, and oranges showcase the class of 2021's resiliency. Even though the sun is shedding on our chapter here at Mountain Range, we will never forget our 4 years of memories and friendships we've created. Mustangs, always remember our senior quote by Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Fight for the things that you care about, but do it in a way that will lead others to join you. And again, congratulations to the class of 2021. At this time, I would love to introduce the Mountain Range Choir to sing A Million Dreams from the Greatest Showman.
I think that's potentially their second performance all year, so I think it's pretty amazing. Can we give them another round of applause, please? At this time, I'd like to invite up our faculty speaker, Miss Sammy Supfin.
Hello, class of 2021. I feel so honored to be standing up here before you tonight. 4 years ago, I met you all as freshmen, and sparks flew. While I may be an English teacher, I'm not speaking figuratively here. Literal sparks shot across the classroom. To this day, I'm still not exactly sure what happened, but it was around the second week of school during 8th hour when we were stacking chairs at the end of the day. Somehow a leg on a chair hit the outlet, sparks shot across the room, and all the power in the room died. For the next 2 days, we had to have class in the stampede room while they worked on getting power back to the classroom. Looking back, maybe I should have taken this as an omen for the wild ride that the next 4 years would bring. But I think it was in that moment that I truly realized that you were going to be a very memorable class. I know every speaker that stands up here at graduation talks about how amazing the class sitting before them is, but I truly mean it when I say you're an incredible group of people. From moments in the classroom to moments with some of you who would hang out in my classroom during lunch or after school, when I reflect back on my past 12 years teaching here at Mountain Range, many of the best memories I have are with your class. I think that just goes to show how remarkable you are. Now, I'm supposed to stand up here and offer you wisdom and advice for your future, but I think you all have already proven that you're fully capable of handling the adult world. Over the past year and a half, you've had to deal with unprecedented circumstances that no living generation before you has had to deal with. You've missed out on monumental high school moments and rites of passage, from junior prom to senior, from sports to junior prom to senior homecoming and powder puff. You've been thrown into the same uncertainty as the adults around you. And while I'm sure there were moments of hopelessness and desperation along the way, you've come through demonstrating your true tenacity and resilience. Like most of you, I've struggled throughout the pandemic with frustration and a longing for things to go back to normal. But it's all of you that have given me the most hope for the future. Over the past few weeks, as I've seen some of you around, I've asked what you're doing next year. I've heard so many amazing things like joining the military, going to cosmetology school, going to Metro for nursing, going to CU, CSU, UNC, Mines, Idaho, California. Hearing all of you talk about your future plans and seeing all of you together interacting at all the senior events over the past few weeks has really made me pause and reflect. Through this reflection, I've realized that even though times have been hard, there's so much to look forward to ahead. At some point today, I encourage you too to take a moment to reflect through the highs and the lows, the lessons you've learned, not only in the past year, but the past 4 years of your high school experience. Really, the past 18 years of your lives. In doing this, I hope that you too will see how far you've come and how much you've grown along the way. While you've had people to help and support you on this journey, ultimately it's been your efforts that have gotten you here to this point. And while there's so much to look forward to ahead, it's inevitable that you will encounter other bumps in the road in the future. I hope that when you get to these bumps, you'll pause and remind yourself of what you've already been through and know that you have the ability to overcome any obstacles that life may throw at you. I think I can speak for all the teachers, counselors, administrators, friends, and family here in the audience when I say that I'm so proud of all of you who are sitting here today. Today, class of 2021, is a well-deserved opportunity to celebrate you and everything you've accomplished up to this point. Your futures are so bright, and I can't wait to see what's in store for you. And now I would like to introduce the class of 2021 student speaker, Jacob Pritchard.
Sorry, I just realized where I am. That's really distracting, by the way. You can hear yourself talk in the speakers. This is terrifying. My friend gave me some advice that if I get nervous up here, I should just picture everybody in weird rectangle hats and wizard robes. But I don't really see how that's supposed to... Oh, hey, look, it's working. To level with you, though, I am pretty nervous. I'm also honored to be able to stand up here and say to all of you, congratulations. This year was tough, tougher than most. And it was weird. And it was filled with all of these words and terms that make us all want to throw up. You know, like quarantine, remote learning, mayonnaise. So maybe the last one's just me. But we made it. You know, today we're here and tomorrow we'll be gone. High school will be a not so distant memory. But what does that mean? Well, at the beginning of this year, I was getting some breakfast at a local drive-thru, and I ran into this girl who had also attended Mountain Range. Now, she had just graduated last year, and she had just the most inspirational words to share with me. She said, "Jacob, enjoy this year, because life after high school sucks." So I guess it's not really that inspirational, because I just looked at her and I thought, what a bummer. I mean, if I had $1 million for every time I thought to myself, wow, life after high school is going to suck, then I guess I'd still be broke. Because even though I don't really know what I want to do yet, I at least know that it won't be disappointing. Because no matter what it is, what it looks like, it's mine to take charge of, to make into something that I can be proud of. And it's yours too. All in all, I think that's the beauty of it, of life. You don't have to know what you want to do or where you want to go or who you want to be. You can just trust that in 10 years, in 5 years, in 1 year, you'll be a step forward from where you are now. And that's what it's all about, right? Steps. You know, there's a 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th and 12th. And then the steps get a little more complicated, a little further apart. You know, college, career, constructing your future, your friendships, your family. Those are the biggest steps, not high school. See, even though we're moving on, even though we're heading into this unknown territory and it's overwhelming and it's perhaps scary, we don't peak in high school. We're not going to go walk off of this field and never dream again. We're not going to look back at high school every day of our lives, wishing that it never had to end. We're winners, and we're going to succeed. Because we're the class of 2021. We were all thrown a curveball, and we all pulled through. So life after high school, it's going to be a cakewalk.
Okay, we're to that part. Seniors, please rise. Mr. Godowski, as principal of Mountain Range High School, I'm proud to present the graduating class of 2021.
Thank you, Ms. Hanson. Congratulations, graduates. It's an honor to join you here tonight for truly a historic graduation, the first time in Adams 12's long history that we've had a graduation under the lights. When I think back to what Jacob was just sharing, I'm now 36 years removed from my own graduation from Adams 12. It was a time of tremendous pride, both for me and for my family. But frankly, over the next 36 years, my gratitude for what I learned here and those who supported me and nurtured me and educated me along the way has grown infinitely stronger. My best hope for all of you is that as you're further along your life journey, that you too will share that deep gratitude for what you've had here, and that you'll choose to bring your children back to be part of the Adams 12 community. And so with that, Mrs. Plomer, and as far as these seniors from Mountain Range High School have met and satisfied the Adams 12 5-star school district's graduation requirements, I present them to you for official recognition. Congratulations.
All right, I'm going to stand on my toes. It is my privilege, on behalf of the Board of Education, to accept these seniors from Mountain Range High School and confirm them as District 12 graduates. We do have one tradition before we move on in Adams 12, and that is recognizing graduates that are going to serve in the military. Since you are all standing already, if these students would just wave as I name their branch of the military, that would be fantastic, and hold your applause till the end. Could you wave if you're joining the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard? Let's please give everyone a round of applause. All right, so at this time, will the first two rows please remain standing, and the rest of you can be seated.
Okay, will do.
Catherine Grace Dillette.
Allison Nicole Chelsrud.
Jordan Elizabeth Brooks.
Jacob Samuel Pritchard.
Ryan Tan Fu.
Michaela Marie de Oliveira Olson.
Jacqueline May Finnegan.
Amarin Grace Strong.
Quinn Kim Bowie.
Vanessa Renee Cordova.
Annie Sue Kai.
Evan John Lesnevsky.
Kendall Grace Bohen.
Rachel Melaine Duran.
Madison Diane Cribbs.
Mackenzie Garcia.
Kylie Lee.
Christy Nicole Brooks.
Valera Marie Lynch.
Ethan Zachariah Portner. Bradley Cole Schooley. Bella Wilcox.
Amani Danielle Vivian Robinson.
Alexandria Jade Amber White.
Alexandra Lee Woodward. Drake Levon Wilson.
Hannah Reese Adams.
Michael Anthony Acerno.
Priscilla Isabel Aguirre.
Eric Xander Altsura.
Nevea Jordan Alvarado.
Matthew Caleb Amack.
Trevor Logan Anderson.
Charlotte Lynn Anderson.
Santina Andrea Aragon Cortez.
Josiah Gregory Archuleta.
Rodney Mark Archuleta III.
Jesse Eugene Oreño.
Angelo Karim Armendariz.
Shelby Taylor Armenta.
Oren Zane Baglow.
Dalton Garland Banks.
Bailey Danae Barajas. Jasmine Renee Barrientos.
Jordan Jose Barajas. Liliana Verone.
Dominic Lee Bruton. Destin Tegan Hirsch.
Jesse James Begano. Regan Bell.
Adam Absulamam Ben Hassin.
Alec James Bendowski.
Megan Joyce Bennett.
Heather Marie Benson.
Genesis Bermudez.
Itzuri Alejandra Bernal.
Nicholas Rodrigo Bocadero.
Elijah Reese Bogner.
Julia Ann Box. Kobe Jackson Vigil Brown.
Caden Michael Briggs. Madison Catherine Brown.
Catherine Madeline Violet Browning.
Riley Elizabeth Budzing.
Alexandria Suzanne Bush. Robert Joseph Camacho.
Jacob Brandon Callahan. Cyrus Angelo Cannon.
Ernesto Clo Cardoso. Oh. Emmanuel Cardoso.
Cody Dean Carmack.
Nevea Abriel Carrillo.
Cheska Bella Cachette.
Julio Adrian Castro.
Ethan Romaine Cervantes.
Pumarin Chasen.
Truman Joseph Chambers.
Leo Kenneth Champlin.
Adriana Jaden Chavez.
Hannah Leah Chavez. Jack Roger Harvey Cornister.
Clara Angie Chavez de Anda.
Jamie Ray Cisneros.
Bobby Ray Cisneros. Jasmine Lynn Clark.
Tyler J. Cleverly.
Shaden Rita Copeman.
Molly Jaden Coghill.
Caitlin Elizabeth Collins.
Ivy Diane Comstock.
Jackson Andrew Cohn.
Colin Bradley Creason.
Nathan Odo Kraft. Cameron Michael Griswell.
Riley Patrick Cronin. Hadil Dahabre.
Jade Lynn Cross. Cody Richard Daly.
Grace Ella Davis.
Cassidy Rose Diaz.
Samuel Diaz.
Clayton Hu Du.
Courtney Deanna Doring.
Dominic Joseph Domenico.
Parker John Douglas. Dylan Duffy.
Cameron Alazar Duffy.
Audra Estasian.
James Christian Edelman.
Jonathan James Estrich.
Marcus Anthony Arrivas. Dayton Isaiah Estrada.
Annalise Falanga.
Taylor Gabrielle Ferber.
Cesar Alexander Figueroa Puerta.
Oscar Flores.
Samuel Flores Perez.
Noah Wayne Frampton.
Jessica Quinn Frizzell.
Anya Emma Annabella Fugate.
Isabel Flor Galindo.
Athea Nicole Gallegos.
Avery Morgan Garcia.
Daniel Ricardo Garcia.
Gage David Garcia. Kyler Brian Go.
Nicholas Garcia.
Jaden Aviado Gonzalez.
Elijah Antonio Augustine Garza.
Joseph Adam Gonzalez.
Jonah James Galata.
Arubiel Gonzalez Leon.
Demarius Arazai Gonzalez Alonzo.
Ryan Joseph Goodman.
Rachel Elise Goodby.
Angelique Danielle Goswick.
Danielle Marley Gorham.
Evan Joseph Green.
Haley Gregg.
Jaden William Gregory.
Ashley Adrienne Gwen.
Rue.
I can read.
Samantha Lynn Greisinger.
Destiny Marie Guatemala.
Valerie Alexandra Gutierrez.
Alexandra Gutierrez Serrano.
Ashlyn Danielle Hake. Meredith K. Halweg.
Helena Albanita Halbison.
Cody Gus Hain.
Jillian Faith Hammock.
Shaylin Marissa Haney. Shane London Hargrave.
Evan Lorenz Hargrave.
Kendall Shea Hosworth.
Addison Shea Harrison.
Jacob Wesley Herbert.
Alex Abel J. Heitman. Tyler James Herman.
Iker Hernandez.
Ashley Nicole Hicks. Dylan Todd Hill.
Trevor Scott Hill. Connor Patrick Kanoa Hinkle.
Connor James Hinson.
Hannah Marie Hopkins.
Mackenzie Taylor Hoover.
Jacob David House.
Peyton Taylor Hugh.
Joseph Aiden Howard. Garrett Ryan Humphreys.
Michael Anthony Hoyt.
Finnegan Michael Inman. Vala H. Ismail.
Anson Laley Hupper.
Jacqueline Manuela Hackes.
Madeline Rose Jackson.
Matthew Joel Jaramillo. Riley Tate Yeager.
Aljon Gerald Alvarez Jaramillo.
Faith Tanya Jones.
Chelsea Ann Jones.
Valerie Visikova Jones.
Corinne Paige Kennington.
Elena Erin Kelly. Alexis Rose Kennedy.
Maxwell Joseph Kendrow.
James Ryan Kirby. Valerie Renee Kistler.
Luke Joseph Ketchel.
Kaylee Victoria Klinger.
Jacob Reese Kluge. Chase Crumpholtz.
Zachariah Ray Kramer.
Ezra Nathan Kylander.
Brandon Michael Layton.
Serena Manasseh Kiami.
Madison Kathleen Leidy.
Jennifer Lauren Cohen.
Jaden Robert Leist.
Abigail Kaishia Lee.
Murray Monet Little.
Joel Lemus.
Brisa Lopez Avalos.
Caitlin Alexandra Lopez.
Thomas Lazowski. Robert John Maestas.
Cayman Douglas McCaskill.
Maya Maldonado.
Cheyenne Ariel Maestas.
Joseph Daniel Marin.
Corday Annalise Malo.
Gunnar Tarmas Marquez.
Christopher Paul Marquez.
Hayden James Martin.
Emily Maxine Martin.
Alyssa Michelle Martinez.
Alicia Heavenly Rose Martinez.
Kylie Noel Martinez.
Genesis Elise Sepulveda Martinez.
Randall Joseph Martinez.
Mariah Lynn Martinez.
Jerry Lee McAdoo. Jarrett Michael Thomas McGuire.
Darius Alexander Mazik. Evan Andrew McGregor.
Levi Preston McHugh.
Derek Ronald Medina.
Vicente Adrian Medrano.
Michael Joshua Medrano.
Caden Lee Melanrano.
Eduardo Mendez Perez.
Reginald Allen Merriweather II.
Alexander Ryan Mezzarelli.
Danessa Monique Marin.
Soriana Maria Milizano.
Kyla Elizabeth Millar.
Matthew Allen Miller.
Megan Nicole Mize.
Mario Emmanuel Miranda. Brianna Nicole Moe.
Amaris Desiree Montillon. Mercedes Lynn Montoya. Lizbeth Moreno Rodriguez.
Joshua Stephen Montoya. Anaí Araceli Moreno.
Talissa Mackenzie Mountain.
Seth Emmanuel Mata.
Trace David Murphy.
Gavin Troy Mosel.
Alexis Nicole Neely.
Halid Irshad Nasir.
Jackson Robert Newbert.
Kaylee Marcella Negron. Ryan Tyler Newlon.
Moises Ray Norris.
Samuel Reese O'Connor.
Fiona Evelyn O'Reilly.
Kaylee Ray Olson.
Spencer Harrison O'Ray.
Larissa Lynn Ortiz.
Luis Enrique Ortiz.
Arlene Markela Ortiz Gallardo.
Spencer Matthew Padilla.
Rihanna Nevea Corinne Page.
Peyton Reese Pantoya.
Melina Jordan Parker.
Nayara Lachey Jeffcoat. Faith Marie Perez.
John Daniel Passarelli.
Avery Nicole Phillips.
Haley Eve Perez.
Martin Paul Petrosky.
Brianna Michelle Picone. Olivia Sheridan Potter.
Caitlin Marie Pullen.
Sean Orion Quintero.
Kennedy Ann Rayevsky.
Adriana Jane Ramirez.
Adrina Love Ramirez.
Stephanie Sofia Ramos.
William Connor Randall.
Kane Edward Rawls.
Shelby Carey Reed. McKenna Ray Reinert.
Connor Adrian Riley. Levi Jack Ralph.
Daniel De Jesus Reveles.
Lauren Michelle Reese.
Nicole Anissa Riley.
Noah Trace Riley.
Dennis Joseph Rios III.
Chloe Michelle Rivera.
Nathan Charles Robeson.
Maria Francis Rocha.
Amariah Aliyah Romero.
Ashley Lynn Ronquillo.
Dulce Xiomara Rosales.
Courtney Ray Roth.
Joshua Dean Rulin. Lawrence Daniel Size.
Marina Jewel Jasmina Ridelich Martinez.
Milton Salazar Chavez.
Patrick Rader Martinez Salazar.
Desiree Monet Sanchez. Isabella Rayanne Sanchez.
Landon Fitzgerald Salzman.
Jerome Gabriel Cedillo.
Destiny Marie Sanchez.
Alexander Joseph Shipman.
Jonah Caleb Sandoval. Brianna Jill Sinclair.
Piper James Smith.
Elizabeth Annabelle Soweth.
Alexander Max Soria.
Adriana Spangler.
Jake Eugene Spencer. Micaiah Graham Sprague.
Julia Nicole Sperdolis. Natasha Rochelle Spruce.
Monica Wenga Stark. Hayden Michael Storms.
Cameron Alexander Stebbins. River Chase Stout.
Shelby Nicole Streeter.
Vincent Joseph Strimmel.
Amanda Cha Tanner.
Rita Catherine Botanner.
Angelica Melanie Tewitzil Corral.
Brooke Lynn Hope Tellinger.
Alexandra Tamavong.
Allison Tamavong.
Hunter Akapan Tamavong.
Matthew Kennedy Thill.
Michael Daniel Till.
Brian Austin Thomason.
Faith Alexandra Torres.
Dana Torres Flores.
Amanda Tran.
Faith Mylin Tran.
Marcus Angelo Trujillo.
Tristan Isaiah Trujillo.
Raina Lee Upton.
Catarino Uribe Jr.
Ainsley Ali Urquide Almonte.
Caden Liberty Utzler.
Vidal Josephine Valadez.
Alyssa Haley Valdez. Maiden Valverde.
Alexis Maria Stoltshane.
Adriana Christine Vasquez.
Emerson Amelia Vargas.
Andrew Thomas Robert Vigil.
Pedro Augusto Velez de Lora.
Daniela Villalobos.
Rebecca Jean Vigil. Monica Twetney Vu.
Logan Michael McPhee Waller. Tyler James Watson.
Katie Cecilia Wassmer. Jadalyn Brooke Wias.
Christopher Allen Wiens.
Jessica Todd Veith.
Isabella Malia Williams.
Joseph Mitchell Williams.
Connor Ryan Wilson.
Elion Vargas.
Brendan Cody Willman. Wyman.
Brian Nathaniel Worley. Danielle Josephine Yazi.
Braden James Wren.
Ruth Adriana Zamora.
Melody Alexandra Zamora. Dominic Darren Dyer.
Kenza Farouk.
Well, I was just waiting for the last graduate to sit. I know.
Nobody's watching. I know.
No pressure.
All right, can we get one last round of applause for the class of 2021? Graduates of Mountain Range High School, on behalf of the faculty and staff, I congratulate you on your achievements and wish you continued success. It's been a pleasure to serve as your principal. At this time, I would like to call up Santina Aragon to end the ceremony.
Oh, that's okay. I think that's what Brandon told her to do. Is that her?
Yeah,
that's her.
taking a long way.
It's okay. Hey.
Are we supposed to grow our flowers up here?
Yeah. I think she said.
Use the railing, sweetie. There you go.
Now, graduates, don't throw the carnations yet. We still have 2 activities that we need to accomplish as a class. First, we have to move our tassels, and then we need to do the roller coaster. We will throw our carnations, not our caps, at the very end. Ready? Hands on your tassels. Please move your tassel from the right to the left, signifying the conferring of your high school diploma.
I don't have my flowers.
Okay, now grab those carnations,
Your flowers.
as in your flowers. Wave them in the air. And we are going to do the best roller coaster we have ever done as a class. Ready? You probably can't see me because I'm like 4 foot, but. Well, they won't hear me. I can't. Ready? Strap in. Ready? Shh, shh, shh. Whoa! 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 Throw 'em!
please exit to the right, to the east side of the stadium and backstage. Parents, family, please remain in your seats until the recessional has finished. Thank you. We remain compliant with social distancing requirements. Please remain seated until a clear path is available for you to exit after the recessional. Graduates and guests may not congregate in the bleachers or on the field or in the parking lot. We ask that guests exit the stadium after the recessional and move directly to your vehicles. Thank you for attending the graduation ceremony today and for your continued support of our Adams 12 graduates.
Para garantizar que seguimos cumpliendo con los requisitos de distancia social, permanezca sentado hasta que haya un camino despejado para salir. Los graduados y los invitados no pueden congregarse ni en las gradas, ni en el campo, ni en el aparcamiento. Les pedimos a los invitados que salgan del estadio y se vayan directamente a su coche. Gracias por asistir hoy a la ceremonia de graduación y por su apoyo continuado de nuestros graduados de Adams 12.